Victoria's Secret is back, and so are the Angels. E.g., EmRata, Behati. The Angels have landed again, but this time, it's different. The Victoria's Secret fashion show just made its grand return at Steiner Studios in Brooklyn, and let's just say the rebrand of the rebrand might finally be working. The lineup? Gigi Hadid, Ratajkowski, Behati Prinsloo, Adriana Lima, Candice Swanepoel, and yes, even WNBA star Angel Reese and Olympian Sunisa hit the runway. The vibe? Music by Madison Beer, Karol G, and Missy Elliott, wings with no feathers, high glam meets streetwear, and more clothes-adjacent looks than ever before. But the biggest twist? The show's new creative director, Adam Selman, the man who dressed Rihanna in that nude gown, gave VS something it's been missing for years: taste. It wasn't about female empowerment slogans this time, just a good-natured, self-aware celebration of modern showgirl energy. Think less angel fantasy, more Vegas meets Vogue. Love it or loathe it, VS just proved one thing: the showgirl is officially back in style. We break it down for you on the Zebra Truth podcast today. All right, Jane, let's be real, it's not quite the same old show. The glitz is there, the wings are back, but there's a whole new vibe this year. What stood out to you when you saw the headlines and the highlights?
Honestly, Thomas, it's wild. I mean, seeing Madison Beer and Missy Elliott sharing the billing with veteran Angels, that's a recipe for chaos, in a good way. But what struck me most is how self-aware the whole thing felt. Like, VS isn't even pretending this is about some high-minded female empowerment anymore. It's just leaning into the sparkle and spectacle. It's showgirl energy on steroids.
That's such a good call. The reviews basically said, thank goodness they dropped the empowerment slogans. Instead, they're giving us this Vegas meets Vogue fantasy. It's camp, it's over the top, and somehow a little less cringe than their last rebrand attempt. The question is, does this tell us something bigger about what society's hungry for right now?
There's definitely a nostalgia play happening. We've got Candice Swanepoel in her 13th show, Adriana Lima in Acres of Fringe, and even the wings are more dramatic than ever. But on the flip side, there's something kind of bittersweet about it. Like, are we reaching for the past because the present feels so shaky?
That's exactly what I was wondering. It's almost like the show is a comfort blanket, shiny, familiar, and a little escapist. The 2024 film The Last Showgirl was name-checked in reviews for a reason. It's nostalgia with a crack in it, right? But do you think this is progress or just a glossy rerun?
Maybe both? They're mixing in athletes like Angel Reese and Suni Lee, so there's at least an attempt at reflecting new types of role models. But let's not kid ourselves at its core. It's still about spectacle and fantasy. And hey, if you're going to do fantasy, at least own it with some rhinestones and tongue-in-cheek attitude.
I love that you brought up the showgirl angle. Selman, the new creative director, seems to get it. Nobody's buying VS's high fashion or a feminist manifesto. Instead, we're getting a kind of consumer-friendly showgirl culture. But is there a risk in leaning on this retro fantasy?
Totally. When I watched Karol G put on wings and take a victory lap in red lace, it felt like a wink to the audience. We know this is a performance, not real life. But at the same time, it can be hard not to see it as selling a dream that's a little dated. Like, are we moving forward or looping back in a sequin circle?
And what's fascinating is how the models look like they're having fun with it, at least most of them. Except for Twice, the K-pop group, who looked like they had severe FOMO for their own after-party. But the mood overall felt lighter, almost ironic. Does that help diffuse the old criticisms? Or just put a filter over them?
That's where it gets deep, right? The VS show feels like an allegory for society right now. Everyone performing. Everyone aware they're performing, but nobody really sure who it's for. We're obsessed with authenticity. But here's this ultra-curated spectacle, selling nostalgia and fantasy. It's a weird reflection of how democracy can sometimes feel. Shiny on the outside, but with some real tension underneath.
Exactly. There's this pressure to be on all the time in politics, on socials, and apparently even in our underwear drawers. The show is fun, but it also asks us, who gets to set the fantasy? And should we just accept that? Or ask for something more real?
And let's be honest. Sometimes a little escapism is what the doctor ordered. But when escapism becomes the only option, you start to wonder what's being avoided. And is nostalgia really a good enough answer? Or just a way to dodge harder questions about representation, body image, or even what it means to feel seen?
Jane, we've covered a lot from rhinestones to democracy. If there's one thing I hope listeners take away, it's that the VS fashion show is less about lingerie and more about the stories we tell ourselves as a culture. Is it empowerment, escapism, nostalgia, or just a fun night out?
Maybe it's all of that, and maybe that's the point. It's easy to dunk on the show or roll your eyes at the spectacle, but it's also a mirror, sometimes flattering, sometimes warped. The real question is, do we like what we see? Or is it time to dream up something new?
So, listeners, what do you think? Does the return of the Angels mean we're moving forward or stuck in a loop? Is there room for real change on the runway, or does the sparkle always win? Hit us up on socials, DM us your thoughts, and let's keep the conversation going way after the glitter's swept up. Here's to more drama, more dialogue, and never settling for the easy narrative. Okay, on that positive note, that is a wrap for today then. Well, thanks to everyone for listening to the Daily World Pod by Zebratruth. If you learned something today, or got a little fired up, share the episode, subscribe, and stay tuned. We'll be back with more from the bleeding edge of AI and fashion. Meanwhile, you can also visit our website, www.zebratruth.com, and download our app to stay informed and stay connected.